Welcome to DPV. We're back on the Big Chief project here, and it kind of escalated. I've got body parts on the ground, and it's looking further and further away from being ready for the Rubicon. That's all right. I'm doing it this way in the back because I wanted to tie in to the structure of the body to kind of, strengthen it up a little bit. After I cut the top off, it was a little wobbly. Plus, I want to retain the factory tailgate, so I need this latch mechanism and all that. So, after a lot of deliberation with myself, so I come up with, so got to cut some DOM to go in here, and then match it on the other side. And then we'll have kind of a base back here to tie in the top bars. And all this is going to eventually tie into the frame, so I'm not just relying on the sheet metal body for tie-ins, but I just wanted this to be as far out on the body as possible, which basically it's replacing some of the body structure, and then we'll build some tabs on here to put new quarter panels on and just use like rib zerts. It'll be sweet. All right, so I'm gonna get some DOM cut, get it tacked in there, and then we're gonna start hacking this side off. Well, I was just gonna tack it, but I decided to just send it. So it's all welded in. Got a little bit more I could do on the inside here. I can fill that in, but shakes the Jeep, so that's good. This is definitely wobbly, but as soon as that gets tied into the frame, that'll all be good. So now to cut the sheet metal off, what I did just went right along this edge here, and then right along this edge. I cut the little brace here, and then I went right on this body line around, because I'm going to bring the bumper around, and that might be what the cage ties into. Plus we'll hard mount the bumper and weld it solid to make it part of the frame, I think, which will be good. So all right, let's get this body panel cut off. All right, now I just got to lay out where that tubing's going to go through, and found out what works best is just to use the grinder and basically shape the hole. Tried using the hole saw, but there's not enough stability here to do that. Kind of just tears things up, so just lay it out with the Sharpie and then make a bunch of cuts with the grinder. All right, been out here about an hour just doing some figuring. Got this other side welded in, so that's cool. I did screw up a little bit and had to add some metal in there to tie it all in. It got a little gappy. But now we're working on where the roll cage is going to tie into the windshield frame. So got it laid out there. That's my thumb. Basically, I'm going to cut a little piece of plate. I got this little 3/8 plate here, going a little thicker so we can tap it out and not have to use a nut. So basically just going to cut a couple 3x3s for there, and I'll have to trace it on the windshield frame so it matches. Yeah, then we'll lay out these pipes here. These little pieces of tubing fit inside the 1 3/4. So we'll put that on there so I can take the tubing on and off as we're trying to figure out the bend and everything. these all laid out where the pipe's gonna go. So I traced out 1 3/4, so I'll just have to center that on there. Get that welded on. Get these holes drilled. I may clean this up afterwards and make them like little eyeballs, but I'm not sure. I also might want another hole here for a bolt, for a 3rd bolt. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but get these drilled, welded, and I gotta lay out the holes up there. Woohoo! It's going good. All right, got the little mounts all drilled, tapped, got the pipes squared off, cleaned up. So I'm gonna burn these on, and then we can bolt them onto the windshield frame. Get our long horizontal bars on, which will be awesome. All right, those look pretty good, I think. I'm gonna get some shorter bolts because when these verts go in there, I'm gonna need to just like barely come through this plate, but that'll work for now. Next, I'm gonna measure what my crossbar needs to be. That way, because each one's gonna be the same. So I can get a crossbar back here to make sure the back is spread appropriately. And then we'll jam the horizontals in there. Sweet. Let's go edge, and that's my center. 53 1/8. All right, so I marked kind of the center of the tube and in the same orientation on both sides, because these holes got to be in the same plane, or these notches rather. So then I just measured center to center. After that notch happens, it should be just perfect. Sweet. All right, gotta get my drill set up, gotta get some blocking here. Right on. That is sweet. Like it. There. Make sure it's okay. Come together right now. Oh. All right, here's where we're at. Got the spreader bar in. The bars are parallel with the body line I'm wanting to go with. I think that's how forward I'm going to put the crossbar, which means when I do the seatbelt bar, I'm going to have to put a bend in it, which is fine. I'll figure that out. But for now, we're gonna cut this vertical in there. And like I said, this will tie into the frame. I'm gonna cut all this out. But for now, we're just trying to get this top section built. I'm gonna measure for these verts. Everything's staged the way I want it, I think I like it. So almost should have went 2" to make it look a little beefier, but that's all right. I think when we get all of the bars in, it's gonna look pretty good. All right, this is where we're at. Got these verts cut. And this bar will line up in the same spot. All the connections are going to be at the same node location. I just got a notch here for that tube. So right now it's just holding the spread. Oops. Got a little triangulation strap going. And that's about where I'm going to stick it, because then I still got room behind the seat to go down to the frame right here. And then this seatbelt bar won't have to have too much of a bend in it to make it around the seats. So that'll be good. I'm going to get a really good tack on this so it hopefully kind of stays put, and then we can start figuring out this bend down. I like it a lot. All right, I'm gonna preface this with, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever built a cage. So I got my affordable bender as recommended by Colt at Colt Builds It. Got my bend mark lined up right at the end of the die. I don't know if that's gonna be exactly right. If anything, this side's gonna be long, and that's okay, because that's where it ties into there. And this is plenty long. So I think we're okay. I'm gonna get some tension on it to get it where it's all seated in the bender. Then I'll put my angle finder on there and try to get that 33-degree angle we need. It is gonna be a workout. All right, we're at 35. Let's see how much spring back we've got. Okay, it's at 32.5. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. All right, I'm gonna cut this thing shorter because that was an absolute nightmare to get it off of there. Do that real quick. All right, I like how that turned out. I lined up the bender right there, and the angle looks great. I think I just gotta take 3 inches basically off the front, and then this whole thing will slide forward and we'll be good. This will be right at the bend. It'll be close. If that works or not. Might have to grind out that backside just a touch. But sweet, dude, this is awesome. All right, kids are in bed, wife's in bed. Had to get back out here. So I gotta get this top done. And I think that's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be sweet. So now I just gotta struggle bus getting that thing off that little dowel up front. Get that one bent and make it look like this one. Really was struggling or trying to get that 57-degree angle here. Pretty much got to pre-cut it right where the hole saw is gonna make the initial cut. And I still didn't get this one perfect. It's still gonna be a very strong connection as long as I make the other one the same as this. Once it's all welded, it's gonna be good. Plus the fender's gonna go to here, so that'll cover some of it too. But the connection I feel good about. So, all right, let's get this guy pulled off. there it is. Got some good solid tacks. Some of it's like fully welded. It's a decent weld. Yeah, I think I like it. There's I think it's gonna come together a lot more when the rest of the cross bracing is in and everything. Right now it just looks very boxy. But got 3 frame connections I gotta figure out. I think, like I said earlier, I'm gonna wrap that bumper around and tie it to the frame. That'll be the rear anchor point back here. All of this inner fender is gonna go away and we'll angle down to the frame there. And I think with the cross bracing and the diagonals, it'll be fine if this one's not vertical going down to the frame. And then gotta figure out what I want to do here. So I need to tie in this B-pillar of the body because it's floppy. I also need a bar to go all the way down to the frame. So I'm not sure if I want to do like, I'll do a vertical bar kind of just behind the seat and that'll go all the way up to the crossbar, and then have another bar that goes from the top of the B-pillar. Just kind of plate it and then go straight off there. And then that'll keep that shape of those kind of angled in just a little bit. But I don't know. And then maybe I could tie the two together with some like 1/8 inch or maybe a little thinner plate, some dimple dies. I don't know. I also think maybe kind of cool to do a gusset here with some dimple dies. Anyway, first cage ever for me, and it has been a ton of fun. If you have any tips for me, leave them in the comments below. Love to check that out. And yeah, we got merch. Link down in the description. Thanks for watching. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.